Oregon High School for today's WIAA boys varsity basketball game between the Marshall Cardinals and your Oregon Panthers. Tonight is a special afternoon as we recognize the senior class of the Oregon Panthers boys basketball team. First, the senior manager of our team. She's the daughter of Norma Lopez and Jesus Pedraza. Please welcome Sarah Pedraza. And now here are the players of the Oregon team. The son of Becca and Andrew Look. At guard, number 3, Nolan Look. The son of Christine and Tim Erickson. At forward, number 11, Carter Erickson. The son of Kristen and Eric Tadlick. At forward, number 15, Ryan Tadlick. The son of Kristen and Tower. Another forward, number 23, Zach Tower. The son of Karen and Mike Victorson. At guard, number 34, Ethan Victorson. The son of Renee and Steve Ackerman. At guard, number 41, Logan Ackerman. And the son of John and Sarah Claus. At guard, number 42, John Claus. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 senior class of your Oregon boys basketball team. We say goodbye to these seniors who have for the past 4 years performed to the best of their abilities. These quality individuals have shown tremendous school spirit and have represented Oregon High School in a professional, positive, and respectful manner. Good luck to all of these seniors, and thank you for the many memories. Ladies and gentlemen, at this to honor America, would you please rise, remove your hats, and join us in the singing of our national anthem. And now for this afternoon's starting lineups from the Marshall Cardinals. Number 1, Tyler Chadwick. Number 3, Brent Hillary. Number 22, Frank Ward. Number 24, Joseph Cook. And number 25, Noah Freeman. The Cardinals are coached by Ethan Yankee, Owen Respect, and the head coach, Jason McConnell. for the starters for your Oregon Panthers. Number 3, senior guard, Nolan Look. Number 15, senior forward, Ryan Tapley. Number 22, senior forward, Zach Tower. Number 41, senior guard, Logan Ackerman. And number 42, senior guard, John Ross. The Panthers are good. And Scott Perkins, Brian Buckle, Kyle Losa, Dan Steen, Ryan Brightfox, and head coach, Mr. Chris Stevens.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Oregon Panthers boys basketball. My name is Zach Seeloff. I'm joined in the booth by Travis. Travis, great to be here with you for the final regular season home game for these boys.
Good to call a game with you. Excited that we could call a game. Yeah, sure. We've had you on hockey all season, so we get you to bring in the boys game here.
It's been fun to do hockey, and I've gotten a chance to do a couple of girls b-ball games, and I think we did one of the boys very early in the season.
Okay.
Got to interview Coach Chris Siebert, brand new this year.
Nice.
Put together a pretty solid season for the Panthers, and it's not over after this game. They'll have their first regional playoff game against Monona Grove next week, Friday, March the 1st, so just 6 days from today. But for right now, we're getting started against the Marshall Cardinals to finish out the regular season. The Cardinals win the tip, and we are underway as they swing it outside to Freeman, move it up to the top to Josh Cook.
Yeah, senior night here for the Panthers, so we got a different starting lineup out there than normal, but it's fun to see some of the guys that don't get the normal playing time. I mean, they're all in part of the rotation, but you get the start tonight, get to see some more action.
Exactly. Pull-up jumper from Cook from three-point land, and he hits it. Scoring underway early for the Cardinals. They're up 3-0 with 17.5 minutes to play. As you said, bit of a different starting lineup today. It's Nolan Look, Ryan Taplick, Zach Tower, Logan Ackerman, and John Kluss. All seniors getting the nod. And speaking of Nolan Look, drives right to the hole and puts the layup in. Look for two.
Yeah, they went to set up a screen. The defender just left the left side of it wide open, and Look didn't even have to use the screen. Wide open, uncontested layup, and picks up a block at the other end right there.
Exactly.
Nolan involved
Look,
early.
The senior man doing some work, getting a layup, getting a block, and now we've got a pull-up jumper from Zach Tower, who knocks down the three-pointer.
Tower for three.
Panthers answer right back, and they're up 5-3 with 16:53 to play in this first half. 2 18-minute halves here in the boys' game to decide who will win this final regular season game. You and I were talking a little earlier before the broadcast got started. Kind of an odd game for both of these teams in that the tournament seed is set. Everyone knows what they're going to do. This game doesn't matter in that sense, but any time you get a chance to suit up and play, you're going to want to take that opportunity if you're a competitor.
Yep, that's the thing. I was thinking about that on the way over. You know, standings-wise, it doesn't matter, but yeah, you're going to come out and give it everything you have, especially for your teammates. You got seniors. Everyone still wants to play, and just like anything, you just love to play basketball, so you can come out here and try to win.
John Kluss with it on the outside. Swings it along and gets it to Ackerman. Then back up to the top for Ryan Taplick. Oregon trying to penetrate in here. Marshall trying to keep him to the outside. Ackerman underneath the hoop. 4-footer off the glass for the score.
Yeah, Ackerman was getting to play a little more earlier in the season, then they kind of switched to more of a guard-heavy lineup, and then with just kind of Yates out here. Nice to see him kind of out here with the action. He's kind of filled in for Yates to kind of just the one big man rotation. So,
three-point pull-up, no good from Tyler Chadwick of the Cardinals. And now Nolan Look pushing it in transition. Finds Zach Tower. Swings a pass out to Ackerman on the outside. And they move it all the way back over to Taplick. Oregon runs that kind of swing-style offense. Always trying to find the open look. Pull-up from the free throw line is no good from Taplick. It stays a 7-3 Oregon lead with 15:22 to play.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this after, just following some of their games, seeing these guys taking shots that normally aren't. Normally they're looking to set up Victorson or running the offense a little more. I think Coach Siebert kind of giving them more of a green light today.
Exactly. Drive, foul, and one. Going to the hole on that one is Joseph Cook. He had the opening three-pointer, and he is fouled there.
I didn't see how the Marshall Cardinals are doing this season. I'm sorry if you covered that. We didn't get to talk about that before the game.
They've struggled a little bit more. That foul did go against Zach Tower, and the free throw is made by Joseph Cook, so he makes it a 7-6 game. Marshall struggled a little bit more than Oregon this season, and as I I should have added it up by hand. We have their schedule in front of us, so we'll get that to you as we go here. Nolan looking to grab a pick off of John Kluss.
Yeah, I can take a look here.
He's thought about the three from the top and swings it over to Ackerman left side. 14:50 to go in this first half. Panthers with a 1-point lead. Driving to the hole is Zach Tower. They call him for the travel, though. Thought he had an and one, but the referee gets him for the travel. Took a hop step through the lane, and that's one too many. So the Cardinals will inbound that ball. And as we look at Marshall here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wins. So a 13-8 record for the Cardinals. Not bad. And their regional game will be against Dodgeville on Tuesday, February the 26th. That'll be a home game for them. Corner three shot from Chadwick. He scores, and he is fouled on and one three-pointer.
Yeah, Ackerman didn't like the call, but he had kind of hit him with that forearm coming forward on the closeout. I was talking to I had Tim Erickson filling in with my coach, or father of Carter, and we were kind of talking about that. Logan, you can definitely tell, is a football player out there. So.
he's got that physique.
He's got that
he's
build
got some muscle. John Kluss as well. Not your typical basketball player frame, but
thick football player frame.
Yeah, can use a little more physical thing. A wide open three-pointer from Look, a little short off the front end of the rim. Tower tries to grab the rebound, but it does go to Marshall, who leads 10-7 in the early going of this first half. Driving in hard and getting fouled and getting the score is Quinn Killerlane.
Yeah, Coach Siebert's going to make a change here.
We've got a 5-man change coming up, so the seniors got their start. Great to see them get a little floor time. We'll bring in the traditional starters, some other players.
Yeah, on that transition there, Taplick was looking at the ball, and I don't know what happened there. He just didn't rotate over and stuck with the ball. It opened up that lane. I think Coach Siebert saw that and was like, all right, guys, we're giving up the open layups. Time to make a change. Did a whole wave out for got Ryan Panzer, number 4, in, Adam Yates, 44, Eric and Ethan Victorson, and Carter Erickson out there.
As they swing it around the top and the bottom, Yates moves across to Victorson. Long three coming up, and he knocks it down, makes it look easy. Eric Victorson for three, and it's 13-10 Marshall as they cut the lead to 3. 13:45 to play in this first half. Chadwick moves it up to the top, driving through his killer lane again. That one too strong, and a solid rebound from Ethan Victorson. Swings it over to Carter Erickson. Erickson drives the lane. He puts it too hard off the rim. Marshall with the defensive rebound, bringing it forward once more. Josh Freeman right to the hoop. Finger roll, bounces out on him. A tough break for Freeman there.
Yeah, Panzer pulls it down. That last time down is Victorson takes it. I was saying
Ethan Victorson drives in. He gets the 2, and Oregon down by only 1.
That last possession, Carter Erickson loves that baseline drive on the left side, finishing with the right. I've seen him make it all season long. Just came off the rim. That's like one of his go-to moves that he's got. Thought for sure he was finishing that.
Long three from Josh Cook does not go. Victorson comes back with a 3 of his own. Ethan Victorson drains it, puts Oregon on top, 15-13. 12:47 to play. Oregon with 3 team fouls. Marshall yet to commit a foul, but they're down 2. 3-pointer coming, and it's knocked down that time by number 22, Craig Ward. Puts Marshall back on top by 1 as the Panthers work at the outside. Ryan Panzer, the tank, called for the travel.
Got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Yep, second traveling violation in this half against Oregon. Marshall will bring it forward, leading by 1 with 12.5 to go here in the first half. Just leaping into the air was Eric Victorson. Fought pretty hard on that ball fake, but gets back in defensive position. 3-pointer in and out, just rims out from Quinn Killerlane. They drive the hole, and it's Victorson. It goes down, gets the score, and that's going to bring a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, Coach Siebert taking a timeout. Erickson saw a good job with that passing lane, saw Victorson cutting through. Able to get that finish with 12-13 to go in the first half. Oregon with a 1-point lead.
Let's take a moment to thank some of our sponsors. They include the Oregon Community Bank, Feel Good Banking, Stoughton Hospital and Oregon Urgent Care Clinic, trusted care close to home. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. The Oregon School District, actively building competence, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Check out OregonAthleticBoosters.com for details. Torhorst Insurance, your hometown insurance agency that's doing big things, and Sonny's Kitchen, serving great coffee, delicious home-cooked meals, and award-winning desserts located in the heart of Oregon. As we come back to the action, Marshall trails 17-16. The Panthers on top with 12:10 to play. That's Quinn Killerlane to bring it up. Passes it to a well-covered Josh Cook, but he finds Killerlane back in the lane. His pass, though, goes out of bounds, and the Panthers get the turnover.
Yeah, forced that turnover you saw out here at the top of your screen. The Panthers looking to jump on a trap in the corner as soon as that ball got passed out on the wing right there. That's something they run. They look to trap the wings on these on defensive possession.
Eric Victorson moves it over to Adam Yates at the top of the key for the Panthers. Victorson now pulls up for a three-pointer. It's off a little right, but Panzer with the rebound. Now Ethan Victorson, he's in and out. Panzer with a second offensive rebound. Victorson tries again for three, and this one goes. Ethan Victorson with 10 points. Ryan Panzer with 2 offensive boards in the same possession.
Skying for it there. He's a freshman, a little smaller frame than some of these other guys, but all season long he hasn't been afraid to mix it up at all. Playing really well, and there you go. You see him getting some rebounds, kick it right back out to the shooter, gets another one. And
the tank punching above his weight a little bit, and Yates with the steal, the feed to Victorson. Victorson gives to his brother, who lays it in.
Yep.
Eric Victorson on the assist from his brother Ethan, senior to sophomore score. It's 22-16 Oregon with 11:06 to play. Outside three-pointer coming from Joseph Cook, no good. Tipped, though, and held by the Cardinals, and they're able to retain it. Nice job on the baseline by Freeman. He's got the ball now, dishes it across to Cook. 10:52 to go here. Panthers up 6 at the Oregon Gymnasium. Final regular season game for the Oregon Panther boys.
Last 2 games ago here at home, it was the last game here at home. Adam Yates had his hands full. Stoughton had, I forget his name. There we go, Jack Nelson. He was a 6'7". I mean, I don't know how much he weighed, but he was massive offensive lineman frame. Had his hands full.
And I'll take that from you for just a sec as Ryan Panzer in the corner knocks down a three-pointer, 25-16 now, Panthers at 10:18 to go.
Yeah, and Adam really stepped up and took on that challenge. Tonight he's kind of playing a little passive tonight. I'd like to see him get it going just a little bit. I think he kind of is one of those players, he rises to the occasion, but sometimes you could see it earlier in the season, not that he loses his confidence, just isn't always as aggressive as he would like.
Nice little dribble into the lane by Joseph Cook. He puts it off the glass for the score, and it's 25-18 Panthers with 9:50 to go. Ethan Victorson at the top. Over to his brother Eric. Underneath pass, and a nice interior pass blocked by the Cardinals, but they are last to touch it. Carter Erickson had it stripped away, but it is out of bounds off the Cardinals. Panthers will retain.
Yeah, the Panthers trying to run it. They ran basically like a screen, then another screen. Erickson rolled to the basket, got fed the ball, but just couldn't quite get the ball up. Marshall did a good job defending that one.
Ethan Victorson from downtown, a three-point shot. He's got 13 of the Panthers' 28. They're up 10 over the Marshall Cardinals.
He's in a really good rhythm right now. The shot's coming off his hand just the way you'd like to see it. Good rotation on the ball. I mean, his shot's always really good, but just tonight you can really tell he's feeling it.
Good look for three from the Cardinals is no good. Solid rebound and a feed ahead. Trying to get a hand on it is, Carter Erickson. Now he throws it into the middle. There's Yates around his man for the layup score.
There we go.
Adam Yates on the board makes it an even 30 for Oregon.
Yeah, when he's aggressive, he's really effective. When he sits back, sometimes he takes himself out of the play. So I really like seeing him get aggressive on the offensive end.
Killerlane fouled and the score, and that is his second and one of the day. Quinn Killerlane doing a job here. 4th team foul against Oregon. It'll be 30-20 pending the 3 points or the third point attempt from Killerlane.
For you young guys watching at home, when you saw Yates get the rebound, throw it up the court, but he did what he should when you're a big man. He ran the floor, got rewarded for it, fed the middle, and finished with that layup.
Not sure who was responsible for that foul. They put up number 4 on the board, but there is no number 4 on Oregon. So it was either Adam Yates or Ethan Victorson, I presume.
Yeah, I didn't catch who it was on that one.
At any rate, the Panthers looking to work it out, and a nice job to hold on to the ball by Nolan Look. Had it stripped away, but fought for it, kept possession. Ethan Victorson, 4-3, short off the front of the rim, and it's Cardinals ball. They're down 10, 30-20. Chadwick moves it into the corner, held there by Cook. Cook to the lane. Can't get a shot, has to kick it to Killerlane on the outside, who travels as he comes in. Turnover to the Panthers. 8 minutes and 17 seconds to go in this first half. Panthers with a nice 10-point lead.
It's quiet in the gym today. I'm not used to being able to hear the players talk. And
it is.
It's different. It's a different atmosphere right
different
now.
Mood, yeah. An afternoon Saturday game, just kind of a different take than you usually get. Driving is Victorson. He finds Yates on the dish, who puts it a little bit strong, and a solid rebound from Tyler Chadwick. Cardinals in transition. Driving the lane is Cook. He goes to the hole and scores. Joseph Cook picks up his 10th point of the night. It's 30-22.
He did a good job getting to the rim. Erickson kind of gave up that baseline, and that opened up that driving lane right there. And they were able to capitalize. Victorson firing another three. That last time down, he did a really good job setting up that passing lane. Yates couldn't quite convert. So the opportunities are here right now for Oregon. I mean, 8-point lead in the first half that they're leaving some baskets out there that they couldn't finish.
Long three attempt from Tyler Chadwick is no good and goes out of bounds. So the Panthers will control on the sideline. They're up 30-22 with 7:25 to play. Adam Yates heads to the bench. He'll get a well-deserved rest. Panthers looking to move this one up.
Panthers coming out in a smaller set again right now. Carter Erickson having to take over the tallest job. Look, nice rebound back to himself.
And here's Panzer for three. Speaking of, a little short off the front of the rim. Ethan Victorson tries to save it. His brother Eric tries to complete it, but they can't do it. And so it will go to the Cardinals. And I realize now that Ryan Panzer is wearing number 4 tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I had him down as number 10 on my roster, so that is who had committed that earlier foul.
I think at one point in the season he was wearing 10. I could be wrong. I think there was a jersey number change.
Yep, and that happens in the high school game especially. So with 6:52 to go, the Cardinals working on the outside. Send it to Josh Cook. Try an interior feed to Frank. Cook instead pulls up for the three. Too strong. Rebound, Ethan Victorson. Loose on the floor. Grabbed by the Cardinals and put back in by Reed Trushinsky. His first points of the night, the freshman getting on the board, and he makes it a 6-point lead for Oregon, up 30-24. Ethan Victorson at the top. His little head fake goes right to the hoop. He's fouled, does not get the shot to go, but he will shoot two. That foul delivered by Bryce Frank. The first team foul against Marshall.
He was looking to set up that drive. He had Look standing right underneath the basket. Look was like, I'm wide open. After the play, Look went over and let him know, hey, man, I'm standing there wide open.
Ethan Victorson now knocks down his first free throw. Makes it 31-24 with another coming.
Taplick checking in for Eric Victorson here.
Yep. Ethan Victorson, an 82.1% free throw shooter on the season. And he makes it 2 for 2 there. 32-24, Oregon up by 8 with about 6.5 minutes to go in this first half. Carrying it forward is Bryce Frank. And over to Josh Cook on the right side. Cook's been in for the whole game as best as I can tell. Getting some serious minutes out there. Speaking of, three-pointer straight away from Cook, in and out. Rebound, Trushinsky, no good. Gets his own rebound, up again and scores. Reed Trushinsky, back-to-back offensive boards, puts it back in, and it's 32-26 Oregon.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a size advantage against some of these Oregon players right now with Ackerman and Yates on the bench right now. Oregon just a little smaller, a little thinner frame.
Ethan Victorson tries the underhanded finger roll, can't get it. Ball is out of bounds, though, last touched by Carter Erickson. And it will be the Cardinals who retain possession, sending it in from their baseline. Eric Victorson checks back in as Ethan Victorson takes a seat. The Cardinals bring it up.
Kind of piggybacking off what you're saying, yeah, the Marshall Cardinals so far running kind of a shorter lineup. Only 7 different players seen the floor tonight, so maybe we'll see some more out of them. But
they do manage to get that pass through to Chadwick. He is fouled, and no, he delivers a foul. They call Chadwick for the offensive foul. That is only the second team foul against the Cardinals. And so with 5:26 to go, the Panthers get a break. They'll bring it up, and, it felt early on like this one might get kind of out of hand, but the Cardinals playing well, finding their points where they can within 6 here.
Yeah, hanging in there. Last couple possessions, they've found a kind of an opportunity inside on these rebounds, getting in tough. And that's one thing where Oregon has kind of struggled this season is just inside. And there's an opportunity to kind of attack inside there. If Oregon's making their threes, then it kind of changes that. But right now, outside of Victorson, they're not knocking down their threes.
Panzer a long two, short off the front of the rim. Into the corner for Josh Cook as the Cardinals come the other way. Chadwick in the lane, 4 feet out, short off the front, and it's Panzer that rebounds it instead on the opposite end. Pushing it forward, Eric Victorson right to the hole and gets the score. His 7th point and makes it an 8-point Oregon lead, 34-26.
Yeah, against this Oregon team, like Marshall was attacked inside right away like we were talking about, but then they didn't get back when Oregon with these guards. They play at a high pace. Marshall didn't get back, and Eric Victorson able to get to the rim.
Good 3-point look from Bryce Frank there, does not go, and it's Victorson that does have the rebound for the Panthers.
That Eric Victorson and Carter Erickson, when you say those names, can get you get a little tricky sometimes.
Taplick tries a 3, no good. Inbound is saved, but it goes right to Panzer. Shot fake and the score. Ryan Panzer.
That was nice. He had great body control there. Set up his defender thinking he was going to go up and then finish sealing him on the right side of the rim.
3:50 to play in this first half. It's back to a 10-point Oregon lead, 36-26. As they move that one across to Frank. Killer lane on the right side. Little shot fake. Now goes to the hole. Tries to get a finger roll. Can't do it, but he is fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2.
I think the foul's on Look on that one. Yeah.
And Look is guilty of the foul. That's the 5th team foul against Oregon in this half. First team foul against Look. Killer lane 1 for 1 already on the 3-point line. First shot is good. He was 1 for 2, so he's now 2 for 3. It's 36-27 as Taplick and Erickson check out. Ethan Victorson and Adam Yates come back in, and that might be what you were talking about, bringing some size back in the line to confront Reed Trushinsky.
Yeah, I think Coach Siebert saw that and figured out they got to get their size back in there. Marshall was having kind of a little success off of that. And
Eric Victorson for 3 from the corner, knocks it down. His 10th point and second 3-pointer, and it's a 12-point Panther lead, 39-27.
Yeah,
3:20 to go.
Just like that, Oregon stretching it right back out again here right before the half.
Oregon has been shooting lights out today. Really, when they get the opportunity, they're hitting it. Speaking of, Chadwick for 3, and he gets that one. Tyler Chadwick answers right back and cuts the lead to 9 with 3 minutes to play. High-scoring affair so far out here at the Oregon Gymnasium. We're on pace for maybe 80 for the Panthers. Victorson tries a very long 3. That one not good. And it'll be Killer Lane coming up for the Cardinals.
Panthers love taking that kind of that right wing free throw line extended 3-pointer there. You saw Victorson again taking one from deep after hitting one in the corner previously. So you'll expect to see a lot more of those all game long.
Trying to drive in is Frank. Kicks out to Chadwick instead. Good defense provided by Panzer. Slashing in, they get it back to Frank on the outside, but he's forced to kick it out again. Killer Lane nearly loses the footing on the aggressive shot fake. Move it over to Trushinsky. 2:19 to play. Panthers up 9. Chadwick for 3 from straight away off the backside of the rim. Solid rebound, though, by Noah Freeman. Cardinals hang on. Underneath to Trushinsky, gets his way through. Ryan Panzer dives by, and Trushinsky puts in his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, on that last possession there, the Panthers didn't box out on the rebound, allowed Marshall to get the rebound, a second chance opportunity. Yates kind of overextended himself, took himself out of position, gave up that baseline drive, an easy finish for Trushinsky. I'm going to botch that name. I apologize.
Ethan Victorson out to Adam Yates and over to Eric Victorson. He tries another 3-pointer, a little bit strong off the inside of the rim. And it stays a 7-point game. Cardinals looking to close that lead before the half here. Minute 37 to play. On the outside, Freeman. And they move it over to Frank on the right side now. Cardinals swinging it around. They like to get to the hole. They'll take the outside shot when it's there, but they're definitely a team kind of focused on the underneath play.
Yeah.
Freeman nearly has it stripped, but hanging on. Here's Chadwick on the straightaway 3. Too strong, and Panzer rebounds. Minute 13 to go. Finds Ethan Victorson. No, it's picked off. Nice job by Chadwick. Moves it right over to Frank, and the Cardinals get a second chance. Underneath to Chadwick. That one does go to Victorson. Here's Victorson in transition. He's going to settle her down with inside a minute to go. Adam Yates. Good look from 3. Misses it too strong, and it's a Cardinal rebound.
Yeah, there was a couple of times he was settling for threes against Stoughton, and I really would like to see him just settle in on the block. He's really good around the basket. He's got really good touch, and sometimes he stretches himself out a little too far. I know kind of the offense Oregon runs is more of that 4-out offense.
And they're going to get Adam Yates for a push there. I think he knew it as soon as it happened. Foul goes. He fouls Reed Trushinsky. That's his first, the team's sixth. And are they actually going to send Trushinsky? No, that is the seventh foul. I apologize. I missed one somewhere along the line. So they're going to send Trushinsky to the line for a 1-and-1. He's got a chance to cut it to a 5-point lead here. Panthers have led by as much as 12 at different points in this half.
Yeah, well, it was kind of cut down to 6. Next thing you know, stretched out to 12, and here we are. Marshall staying close with this here in the first half, winding down.
Trushinsky hits the front end of the 1-and-1. It's 39-33. The second shot coming, and it too is good. He's 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 6 points from the field, and it's 39-34 Panthers with 30 seconds to play. Nolan Look brings it across the timeline for Oregon as they look to set up their final play of this first half. Try and go in with a 7 or even 8-point lead.
Panthers waiting to run their set right now. Line just standing around.
15 seconds and now 11 seconds showing on the clock as Look gets ready to move it. Ryan Panzer outside, interior to Yates. 5 seconds to play. Yates rolls around. Layup attempt is too short. Ball tipped into the middle. And the buzzer sounds. That one came well after it anyway. Panthers can't make it go. And so, as we mentioned, after leading by as much as 12, the Cardinals do not go away. And they cut that lead to 5. It's 39-34 Oregon as we go into the halftime.
They cut it to 5. The previous time down, I said I didn't like Yates settling for 3, and I went back to the spot. I really like to see him, so I'm happy with that look. He just couldn't quite finish it. Had a good touch. That's the shot. 8 out of 10 times he's going to knock that shot down, so it's just the way it goes sometimes. So, yeah, Marshall staying strong here in the first half. It looked like Panthers were going to run away with it. Their pace getting up and down. They're hitting a lot of threes. Marshall really slowed the game down a little bit. If you were watching their set, they kind of play this slow pace, either faded into the big or look for number 1 out, Chadwick out top, taking the 3 at top of the key. Panthers 5-point lead though here going into the half.
Panthers getting contributions from a lot of players. Ethan Victorson leads the team with 15. His brother Eric has 10. And then we've got Ryan Panzer with 5, Zach Tower with 3, and 3 players with 2 points each. That's Look, Ackerman, and Yates. Over on the Cardinals side, their leading scorer is Joseph Cook with 10, followed by Tyler Chadwick with 7, Quinn Killerlane with 6, Reed Trushinsky has 8, he's their number 2 scorer, and bringing up the rear is Craig Ward, who has 3. So that's the tail of the tape. It's 39-34 Marshall. Marshall committing only 2 fouls in that entire half. Great job to stay out of foul trouble for them. They've got plenty to give if they need to in the second half.
Definitely good for them. They're down right now, so you think Oregon would have been at the free throw line a little more. I think some of those early threes kind of gave Oregon the extra little boost right now, but this is a pretty close game right now.
Without a doubt. Let's finish up our sponsors. Big thanks to them for making high school sports in our community like this possible. They include Oregon Tax and Accounting, serving the Oregon community since 2001. See Jim for all your small business and personal tax services. Firefly Coffee House and Artisan Cheese in the heart of downtown Oregon, offering fresh bakery, daily lunch specials, soups and salads, along with hand-selected small batch Wisconsin cheese. Big thanks to our sponsors. We really do appreciate it. We could not bring you all the community events, sports, school board meetings, parades, everything that we cover without the help of our sponsors. And if you would like to give us a hand sponsoring some of these events, help us buy the equipment and pay the staff we need to bring you community events in Oregon, visit our website, OCAmedia.com. All of our information is there. Contact us. Let us know what you'd like to do. We appreciate every little bit of support that we can get. And if you're a fan and you want to support us that way, post your photos of the game to your favorite social media site, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you use, and use the hashtag OCAGameDay to let us know that you're here and you're watching the game. We're going to take a little break. It's 39-34 Oregon, but there is another half of basketball to be played on senior night, the final regular season game for boys basketball. Stay tuned to OCA Media. Welcome back, everyone. OCAmedia's coverage of Oregon Panthers boys basketball continues. The Panthers in their final regular season game against the Marshall Cardinals. As we get ready to start the second half, the Panthers lead 39-34. And Travis, it was a pretty darn good half for the Panthers.
Yeah.
I think if you told me at the start of the game you'll go into the half with 39 points on the board, we'd say, well, we're probably cruising to an easy victory here. But Marshall, equal to the task. They've shot very well, especially from the outside. 4 3-pointers. They've also made 6 out of 8 free throws, taking advantage of what Oregon gave them for free, and they're still in this game.
Yeah, I think, Oregon might have thought they were going to pull away with it because they were cruising, playing at a high pace, getting threes. And there's a 12-point lead. Next thing you know, it's a 5-point lead right before the half. So Marshall hung in tough, and Oregon's got a little bit of a game on their hands right now.
They sure do. Panthers do start with the ball, and it's Ethan Victorson in the lane looking for a pass. Gives off to Carter Erickson, and he'll send out to Nolan Look. And we get a whistle here, and it's going to be a carry against Nolan Look as he tried to hop across the free throw line. Called for the carry. Rarely called these days in basketball, but they get him for that there. A turnover goes to the Cardinals, who bring it across the timeline.
I know when you watch the NBA now, I was watching like Ben Simmons the other day, and I don't think there's a single dribble he takes where he doesn't carry the ball.
And as the Cardinals come through, it's Killer Lane kicking it out to Chadwick from three-point land, and he gets the scoring started in the second half.
The last few minutes for Marshall, Chadwick's really picked it up for them. He kind of had a big kind of like second half of the first half, if you will, where he really came on strong for them.
Yep, that's his third three-pointer of the game, and he cuts the lead to only 2. Oregon leading 39-37. Nolan Look wide open, takes the shot fake. 6-foot lay-in attempt is no good, and it's Chadwick with the rebound for the Cardinals. Moving this one up now, Joseph Cook nearly loses the pivot foot, but gets the ball back. Bunny shot three-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to Eric Victorson. He's got a 3-on-2. Pushes it to his brother Ethan. To the hole, and the score off the glass. Starts things off for the Cardinals. For the Panthers. It's 41-37.
Yeah, that's kind of like where the Panthers are at their best, out in transition. That's where having basically a floor guard. And Erickson can handle the ball too, so really you've got 5 guys that can handle the ball on the floor most of the time for the Panthers.
And here comes Joseph Cook, a little 8-footer, no good. Tapped out though, and the rebound comes to Chadwick. Shot coming from Craig Ward, and from three-point land, Craig Ward, he's only made 2 field goals, but they've both been three-pointers, and he cuts the lead to just 1. This is after taking the early lead 3-0. This is as close as Marshall has been. It's 41-40 Oregon with 16 minutes to play. Erickson sees some room on the baseline, drives up, shot is blocked. Getting on top of that one was senior Noah Freeman of the Cardinals. And here comes Quinn Killerlane, loses his footing, and he's going to be called for the travel. Stumbled kind of awkwardly there as he tried to back up. And an unfortunate transition for the Cardinals. Big opportunity for the Panthers to rebuild their lead.
Yeah, last possession you saw kind of where the Panthers struggled with rebounding. That really came to get them there on that possession. That's kind of something they've been dealing with all season long. Sometimes you just can't quite pull it down. And that's just kind of the nature it goes when you run those 4 or 5 guard lineups for them.
Ethan Victorson misses a shot, but a great effort on the play by Zach Tower to get the rebound. Panthers control underneath to Tower now, and he'll kick out. Victorson for 3 from the corner, in and out, rebound Erickson. Finds Eric Victorson for 3, in and out again, and finally it's the Cardinals that come down with the rebound. Noah Freeman ahead to Chadwick. 41-40, they find Freeman, go into the hole. He doesn't get the score, but he is fouled by Zach Tower. That is Zach's 3rd of the day, only the 1st for the Panthers in this half. But it will send Freeman to the line for 2.
Yeah, Tower didn't like the call, but he got beat. Was trailing the play, trying to get back. It's going to draw a foul when you reach in a little bit.
First free throw is hit by Noah Freeman. He ties the game at 41, has the chance to take the lead for the first time since the first minute of the first half. Zach Tower checks out with 3 fouls. He is replaced by Logan Ackerman.
Yeah, Coach Siebert sending Logan in. Logan's going to move some bodies around down low for the Panthers.
Physical player in the post to be sure. Noah Freeman, second chance. Off the rim, no good. And that one is gathered up by Erickson, moves it over to Look. Nolan Look finds Ackerman in the corner. His pass is knocked away by the Cardinals, and that one is going to stay with Oregon. Last touch by Marshall. Game remains tied at 41 with just about 15 minutes to play in the second half. Ethan Victorson will inbound this one from the baseline.
Watching the set the Panthers are going to run. I think Ackerman's going to come down. Oh, I didn't expect Ackerman to be the one on the top, but now he's got an opportunity sliding to the rim. There you go.
And it's Logan Ackerman driving right to the hole, his second basket of the day on a nice little set play, and it's 43-41 Panthers.
Yeah, like
Killer Lane loses it off a knee, and they turn it around. What a lead pass to Carter Erickson, who jams it in. Carter Erickson's first score of the night on a killer feed from Eric Victorson. They combine for another two-pointer. It's 45-41 Panthers. Great job off the steal. Chadwick across to Freeman. They find Josh Cook open up, but he misses it. Joseph Cook misses it on an air ball. And Nolan Look running forward. Sick flow of Nolan Look moving in the wind as he runs ahead. And now interior to Victorson. What a slashing move, and it rolls out.
Came out. He had him sealed at the body. It just caught that rim with just an unlucky roll.
Beautiful play by Oregon, but unfortunately it goes for naught. Remains a 45-41 game with 14:02 to play in the half. Working their way around, give the handoff to Killer Lane. He comes through the lane, drives right to the hoop, spins it off the backboard, no good. It's out of bounds off of Marshall, and the Panthers will get the ball.
If you really enjoy watching defensive basketball, it's fun just to watch Nolan Look just stick to his defender or his assignment like glue every game.
He's got solid positioning
Yep.
for sure. He knows exactly where to be, and that is 90% of defense in basketball. Not so much chasing and running, but anticipating and being in the right spot.
He gives his assignment literally no breathing room. In one of those games he's on you, you're like, oh my God. At the end of the game, you're like, someone get this guy off me. Look gives no one any space. It's fun to watch.
45-41 Panthers. Nolan Look at the top of the key. Steps up for a wide open three-pointer, but it's a little bit strong, and Tyler Chadwick has the rebound. Joseph Cook, step back three-pointer this time. Off the rim, no good. Ryan Panzer gets a rebound. Coming over the top was Reed Trushinsky, much bigger, but Panzer plays well. Unfortunately, a long pass is too long for Ethan Victorson to save, and that will turn it right back over to the Cardinals.
Yeah, all season long, you like Ryan, a little undersized, but he's a solid rebounder for the Panthers game after game. He's
got a serious vertical leap.
Yep.
Like he can really get up much more than you would think from just looking at his height.
He does a good job with his getting two hands on the ball, too. Doesn't go up with one. Gets good positioning. Is always inside on these rebounds. So
Carter Erickson steps in, can't quite save the ball, nearly runs over an assistant coach for Marshall, but is able to pull up in time. But the Cardinals will hang on to it. It remains 45-41 Panthers with 13:09 to play. Inbound in the backcourt to Quinn Killerlane, who brings it forward. He's been very effective for them tonight. As a point guard, Chadwick at the top, and over to Cook. Pop pass to Trushinsky. Has to kick it out in the lane. And they go across that time. Picking it up was Craig Ward. His three-pointer too strong. Trushinsky gets a board. And I believe we're going to get him for the foul, and that is the case. Reed Trushinsky called for his first foul of the game. That's the first foul of the half for the Cardinals as well. And boy, 5 minutes plus into this half, only one team foul for each team.
Yeah.
Been a very lightly penalized game here.
Up and down a little bit, but then Ackerman right there kind of using his frame, pushing. I cannot say that name tonight. I'm sorry, everyone.
Ryan Panzer on the outside, drives into the lane, kinds of wide open Nolan Look for the corner three, and he's got it. Nolan Look.
Look for three. I like how he just stepped into it instead of waiting on that. A lot of times he's a pass-first point guard. He can shoot it. Sometimes it's hard to get him to do it. He's so ingrained pass-first. Victorson.
Oh, and a pick-off. Ethan Victorson all alone to the hoop. Looks back behind him as he gets the score. Ethan Victorson with his 17th point of the night, and it's a 9-point Panther lead. They are rebuilding here in the second half. Joseph Cook drives from a ways out, gets the score, and gets the foul. Again, just like we've talked about, Cardinals refuse to go away. Down 9, still fighting. Cook gets the score to make it 7, and he'll have a chance at the three-point play.
That was a tough finish. I mean, Carter Erickson kind of had him swallowed up, and he put it up over him, drew the foul, and knocked it down.
That was the second foul against Carter Erickson. The free throw no good, but the tap goes right to Cook. He drives in a second time and gets the score.
So Cook, right back, yep.
Cook makes it a 4-point play. It's 50-45, a 5-point game, just that quickly.
Those hurt. Panthers got an unfortunate bounce, but no one covered the shooter either. Kind of was able to just get it right back to himself off that tip.
Ethan Victorson on the outside for Oregon with 11:42 to go in the game. Panthers lead by 5 as Victorson heads to the free throw line. Underneath to look, a great move and a great score. The Panthers combine so well on these single pass moves to the hole, and they build their lead back to 7.
Yeah, that was a great read, and look opened wide open, and Erickson found it, or Victorson found him.
On the outside, Reed Trushinsky trying to drive in, but he cannot get past Logan Ackerman. Has to give it up to Chadwick. Greg Ward, the freshman, at the free throw line, picks up the dribble and feeds Trushinsky. 11:06 to go. That one tapped away. Loose ball is going to be picked up. What a job by Ethan Victorson. Dribbles baseline, but ends up throwing it away, taken by Joseph Cook. He moves in transition. Cook thought about the step back, gives to Ward instead. Ward dribbles around Erickson. Marshall trailing by 7 here with 10:45 to go. Joseph Cook trying to hop through the lane. He is called for the travel, and I was going to say that sure looked like one, and the referee gets him. Turnover to Oregon.
Yeah, I didn't know what that call was going to be when the outside ref called it. I thought it would come from down low, and so I didn't know what had happened.
It ends up being the travel, so Ethan Victorson and Carter Erickson take a seat. Adam Yates checks in for Oregon along with Eric Victorson, as they lead by 7 here with 10.5 to play in this final regular season game. Senior night here at Oregon. Underneath feed to Nolan Look. Too strong. Ackerman bides his time, gets the board, gets it out to Look, who tracks it down in the corner. And that'll bring a timeout from Coach Craig Siebert. Panthers, nice job there on kind of a busted play. Didn't exactly go their way, but Ackerman perfectly times his jump to get that rebound, and the Panthers hang on to the ball.
Yep, I think Coach Siebert saw we're kind of getting a little unorganized right now. Let's get this ball back. Call a timeout, regroup here. We've got a solid 7-point lead here. As much as Marshall's hanging in, they haven't really been quite threatening to kind of take over and kind of come back. They did have, I think it was a tie game, 1-point lead at one point. Oregon's hung in here. Victorson's really been finding open stuff, so.
Yep, it was 41-41 at one point. Marshall got that close. It is now 52-45. So an 11-4 run for Oregon brings them back to a 7-point lead with 10:20 to play. And the Panthers, I got to say, even as Marshall, they got those 4 points where they got an and one, missed the one, but got the offensive rebound and scored again. Yep. That kind of stuff has happened to the Panthers a lot in this game, where Marshall has rattled off a number of points quickly, and the Panthers haven't gone crazy, haven't started heaving up bad shots, taking contested threes. They've stuck with the game plan, stuck with their set plays that have worked so well, and that's why they're still on top of this game.
Yeah, you're right. They're doing a good job staying within themselves, not let that kind of stuff bother them, kind of go back to running their offense. In the last couple possessions, having the big man back in has kind of taken away kind of what Marshall was doing. A little more difficult for him now. Sometimes, they're getting second, third tips, and that kind of happens sometimes. Now Oregon's got 2 big men out on the floor. I'm not used to seeing this from the Panthers.
Yeah, Ackerman and Yates both out there, but it's Eric Victorson with a wide open look for 3, spins off the rim.
Yeah.
Loose ball is picked up by the Cardinals, and they move it forward. It's Noah Freeman. Thought about the lane, cut off by Yates, but a nice little screen to get the three-pointer in and out. A flying rebound attempt and a whistle for a foul. Boy, Noah Freeman just gets some serious air there in the lane.
Yeah.
They're going to get Adam Yates for his second foul of the day.
Tough possession and defensive on that 3. Victorson didn't get his feet set. He had a weird stance on his toes on both his feet, his hips out of position. Really forced that 3. Didn't have a chance to go in. Then back on defense, Yates got a little out of position, trailing the play, tried to take a swing at the ball. As soon as you take a swing, if there's any sort of contact, it just creates like a visual kind of just cue for the referee to take that call. I mean, he legitimately fouled him, but it makes the job of the referee really easy at that point.
Greg Ward tries the sky hook and gets it to go. The freshman has been pretty solid on these oddball plays. From there, he hooks it in and makes it a 5-point game. It's 52-47 Oregon with 9.5 to go. There goes Panzer to the hoop and gets the score.
Nice slash and finish. He's a really smooth player going to the hole, finishing strong.
The tank was 7 on the night, and he makes it a 7-point lead for Oregon once again. He is, in some sense, the difference in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say on that possession, he did a good job with the read on the curl. Marshall didn't get their hands up at all, left the lane wide open for him to start that passing lane for Look at the top. And
Chadwick for three is no good. Ackerman with the rebound. He's double teamed, but he breaks loose to Nolan Look. Look driving right to the lane. Pull-up jumper from 8 feet out. Too strong. Rebound Craig Ward of the Cardinals. 8:50 to go as the clock continues to tick down. Panthers up 7 in the final regular season game of the night. Top of the key for Frank and over to Trushinsky. Three-pointer coming, and Reed Trushinsky
stepping out, knocking that down.
Yeah,
Marshall's not going
downtown.
away every time we
Exactly. When we think the Panthers are finally going to just draw away, they come back. It's 54-40 as Nolan Look gives it over to Yates.
I think Marshall's seen on tape, like with Look, that he typically doesn't shoot because they are really daring him to shoot these last few possessions, giving him a couple feet of spacing. Even on that last play right there, he was in the orange, top of the key, and his defender was inside what would be the paint. But on this court, it's not painted.
So Adam Yates misses on the one end. Tyler Chadwick misses on this end, and the Panthers come back. It's Ryan Panzer working it all the way across to Eric Victorson. A long pass, but Victorson able to haul it in with inside 8 minutes to play. Panthers up 4. Victorson to the hoop. What a finger roll score as Victorson goes to the hardwood, but gets the bucket.
He saw, he had that advantage with the big man out him outside, was able to kind of set up, get a little bit of hesitation, and finished.
Interior pass, they find Chadwick. He goes right to the hoop and answers right back. That's Chadwick's 5th of this half, his 12th of the game. It's 56-52 Panthers.
Yeah, Marshall doing the same thing. He had a size matchup there and on a roll, except on that one instead of a drive. A good finish for Marshall out of that.
Nolan Look finds Yates underneath. Reverse layup, score, and a foul. Yep. Adam Yates makes it look easy on the reverse layup. He draws the foul as well. Chance for a three-point play here.
That's what I like seeing out of him. He's so effective around the basket. Sometimes he just has that tendency to drift away, and I always wonder why, because he's so smooth around the basket. It shows that nice touch on that reverse layup there. I call for it every game. I love seeing it from him. So
that's going to be a timeout from the Marshall Cardinals. It's 58-52 Oregon with a free throw coming from Adam Yates after a brilliant reverse layup. And, yeah, you like to see a guy who's, a big post player who's got a little touch on his shot.
Yep.
He makes that one look good.
Yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off, but, yeah, he just, like I said, he tends to drift out from the threes, and he's so effective around the hoop that, it's just get down there, big man, because he can make it all the time. And on the threes, he can make that shot, but he's just so much more consistent closer to the basket. So
his senior night performance is doing great. Let's recognize all the seniors. You saw them at the top of the broadcast, but just to refresh you, number 3, Nolan Look. Number 11, Carter Erickson. Number 15, Ryan Taplick. Number 22, Sean Bennett. Number 23, Zach Tower. Number 24, Detania Bush. Number 34, Ethan Victorson. Number 42, John Kluss. The seniors here in their final regular season action in Oregon. Oregon does have a home playoff game next week, Friday, so 6 days from today. That will be against Monona Grove at 7 p.m. Central Time. We will bring you that live here on OCAmedia. We'll have our multicam set up. It's going to be a heck of a production.
That's going to be a good game. Those two teams split the regular season with each other.
A Badger South Conference battle, but in the WIA regional playoffs. Always great to have an opponent that gets people excited.
Exactly, and just to give a shout-out to the Oregon Athletic Booster Club making our coverage possible of these playoff games. Even last night, covering the girls' playoff game, without the support of the Oregon Athletic Booster Club, we wouldn't have been able to cover that game. So
no, we really appreciate their help. Yates knocks down the free throw, and if you're enjoying the overlay that has the score and the time on it, thank the boosters. They bought us that equipment. It's great to have it. Cardinals down 7 here with 7:04 to play as they work it to the outside for Trushinsky. Yates putting the defense on. Interior pass, though, to Chadwick from 4 feet out is short, and who else but Ryan Panzer getting the rebound. Chadwick probably 5 or 6 inches taller than him. Panzer out-rebounds him. Nolan looks shot fake and is whistled for the travel. Picked up that back foot, and so the turnover right back to the Cardinals.
Yeah, I love seeing that overlay. When I was in high school here, we had the VHS tape with no announcers, and every once in a while they would pan over to the scoreboard to show you the score on the VHS and then go back out to the game.
Yeah, the technology available these days for ours, what is a fairly low budget and small squad production is amazing.
Yep.
I'm really glad that we're able to bring you this. Trushinsky at the top for the Cardinals. They continue to trail by 7 with 6.5 minutes to go. That pass goes loose, and Eric Victorson tracks it down. He'll settle things down as the Panthers get set up for offense. Long two-pointer from Ryan Panzer.
Steps up, knocks it down. I didn't know if he saw Victorson kind of open in the wing, and then he pulled up and knocked it down. So
Ryan Panzer with about an 18-footer for 2 and makes it a 9-point Oregon lead with 6:09 to go. The clock becoming the enemy of the Cardinals here. Trushinsky at the top of the key.
Panthers once again kind of going to the smaller lineup. They've had success having the bigger guys out on the floor, but going back to this one right now. And
Chadwick, a long three. That one's short and goes right to Eric Victorson on the rebound. Moves it over to Panzer. Panthers get set up on offense, and yeah, they've got two lineups basically, the big man lineup and the speed lineup. That transition game has been very effective for them tonight, and that's what's out there on the floor now in terms of personnel. Ethan Victorson on the left side, interior to Carter Erickson, free path to the hoop, and he gets his second score of the night.
Yep, I like that seal, then a nice finish for him at the rim.
9-point Oregon lead with 5:20 to go. Cardinals have battled valiantly. Not going to be finished yet. Frank for a long two with the foot on the line. That ball is tapped, and I think it might have been Eric Victorson that got it, and it was. Victorson touches it last. The Cardinals will hang on to this ball.
Marshall making some subs right now. Having a little trouble for them generating some offense right now. They're starting to slow down just a little bit.
They definitely are not as deep, or at least not as comfortable going as deep on their bench as Oregon is, and just a couple of guys can make a big difference. Three-pointer spins out off the hands of Craig Ward, and the Panthers get the rebound. Chance to extend the lead into the double digits. Eric Victorson to look on the left side. Wide open Ethan Victorson goes for that three-pointer, and he's got it. That is his fourth three-pointer of the night. He's got an even 20, and it's 66-52 Oregon, a 12-point advantage.
Cardinals got lost in transitioning on defense rotations. Two guys ended up rotating cross court, left Victorson wide open at the top. And
I said that was a 12-point advantage. That's Middleton math. It's actually a 14-point advantage for the rest of you. So Craig Ward in the lane manages to fake his way to an open look and gets the score. Craig Ward, kind of a tricky little player there.
Yep.
It just evades defense and finds a way through. Yeah.
Didn't expect him to.
And Nolan Look driving the lane is fouled, and he will go to the line to shoot two. 4:18 to play. That is only the third team foul against Marshall. Panthers have three as well. And it will send Look to the line to shoot two. He has not been to the line yet tonight.
Yeah, the pace of this game is just flying by today.
It really is. With so few fouls especially, the clock just has not stopped. Look misses his front end. Guilty of the foul was Reed Trushinsky of Marshall. Nolan with a second chance here at 66-54. And it remains so as he misses both of the free throw opportunities. And we get a foul against Ryan Panzer. That is the fourth team foul against Oregon in this half. It's Ryan's second in the game. 4:17 to go, and Marshall will inbound.
Panthers just coming out in man-to-man defense right now.
Trushinsky on the left side. They managed to get an open look over to Killer Lane. Killer Lane's pass, though, picked off. What a job by Nolan Look to spin around and grab that one. Finds Victorson, and there's a wide open Eric Victorson. Long three-pointer is good. His third three-pointer, and a timeout called. 69-54, and it felt like it was going to happen all game. It finally has. Oregon has really pulled away from the Cardinals with inside of 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, you kind of had that feeling in the sense that Marshall was hanging in there, but just didn't have enough firepower to kind of keep up. And Oregon really turned it on that pace the last few minutes here, and then that was a deep three all the way from the Panther for Victorson over there.
Eric Victorson well outside the arc when he made that shot. He has 17 on the night. His brother Ethan has an even 20. Plenty of contributions up and down the rest of the line. Carter Erickson getting involved in the second half. He's got 4 of his own after not getting on the score sheet in the first half, and that's how we find ourselves with the Panthers with a 15-point lead, and this is a great way to finish out the regular season, carry a little bit of confidence and momentum into the playoffs.
Yep, get some momentum going, and then that MG game is going to be a tough one, though.
The Silver Eagles coming here on Friday, and we will bring you that here on OCAmedia. Tune in live to watch us, Charter Cable Channel 983 and 984, or on YouTube.com. And a jump ball, as getting all ball was Carter Erickson. I got to say, a great defensive play, but a great job by the Cardinals to hang on to it, not allow it to be stripped. And so jump ball is the signal, and the possession arrow favors Marshall. Ryan Panzer gets a big hand as he checks out of the game. Ryan Taplick checks in.
Yep. Panzer had himself a solid game here. Rebounding, scoring, defense.
Three-pointer there from number 24, Joseph Cook. And I agree, Ryan Panzer, with an outstanding performance tonight. He is a heck of a player, and boy, the Panthers are going to enjoy having him for 3 more years on this squad. Eric Victorson to Carter Erickson, and yeah, it is easy to screw that up. Ethan Victorson decides to go for the 3. It's a little strong. Tapped out by Erickson, and the recovery in the backcourt by Eric Victorson. Victorson drives right to the lane, cuts through traffic, no good. Another tap out by Carter Erickson. Underneath the hoop, making it his business, and I think we've got a issue with the shoe of Ethan Victorson. Lost his laces there. The referee recognizing and calling an official's timeout. So 69-57 after the 3-pointer by Joseph Cook of Marshall. It's still a 12-point Oregon lead, just over 3 minutes to play. And that will bring John Kluss into the game, getting a nice hand here from these fans. The senior enjoying his last regular season action.
Yeah, good to see the seniors get some action. And some guys that might not see as much in like the playoff situation. So
John Kluss on the court along with Ryan Taplick. Nolan Look bringing it forward. Taplick outside, interior to Ethan Victorson. Shot is too strong. Ball is loose, and bodies are crashing over everything. They're going to get the Panthers for the foul. Just a lot of action underneath the hoop there. And it's Carter Erickson whistled for his 3rd, the team's 5th in this half. 2:51 to play, a 12-point Oregon lead. Marshall not done yet, but quickly running out of time to mount a significant comeback. Craig Ward, the freshman, at the top. Moves it over to Freeman. And now back, to Freeman. It was Cook. Chadwick underneath. Off the glass, no good. Rolls along the rim, and it's Taplick with the rebound for Oregon.
Yeah, I'm excited to see kind of what, we were talking about with Panzer being a freshman. I'm excited to see him develop, especially as he gets in the weight room, gets bigger, gets stronger, faster.
And what a 3-pointer from the senior. Ryan Taplick didn't have any points in the first half. Knocks down a 3-pointer there, 72-57. For a 15-point Oregon lead. Chadwick for 3. Straight away from Marshall. No good. Rebound is lost to Ethan Victorson, who will carry it forward with an even 2 minutes to play here at the Oregon Gymnasium. John Kluss, 4-3, just short off the front of the rim. The fans really wanted that one. And Kluss again for 3, and that one's short as well, an air ball. You could see all of the Panther players on their feet on the bench wanting to get John Kluss that 3-pointer in his final regular season game, driving the lane and being fouled as Craig Ward of the Cardinals. He will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah. I think if he would have made that 3, the bench would have just came unglued.
I think they might have, and I think they're going to get Kluss for this foul on that end. It's the 6th-team foul. It is John Kluss's first of the game. Send Craig Ward to the line to shoot 2. Has not been to the line yet today, but he does make the front end and makes it 72-58, a 14-point Panther lead.
Senior Zach Tower coming back in.
Yep, Ethan Victorson will take a very well-deserved rest. He's had a heck of a game for the Panthers today. Made sure they secured this final regular season win. Craig Ward with his second chance from the free throw line. Nothing but net. Ward 2 for 2. And it's 72-59. Panthers up 13.
Corey Moore checking in for the Panthers, number 12.
Corey Moore, the junior, has not seen a ton of action this season. Great to see the coaches getting him involved for some game time here at the end of the regular season. And a really big crowd here, too, for an afternoon
Saturday,
weekend game.
3 o'clock game.
Great to see all the students here, all the parents, a lot of folks coming out to support high school basketball. John Kluss through the lane finds Erickson. Minute 24 to play. And we move it over to Corey Moore. Moore steps in, steps out, and finds Kluss. Erickson at the top, and now Taplick turned around 3 out of nowhere, but it bounces in and out. And it's Bryce Frank with the rebound.
As soon as he caught that one, you could tell he was letting that go, and you've got to just go for it at this point. Got about a minute left here. Senior night, might as well take it.
Jackson Omeha kicks it over. It's Bryce Frank in the lane. His shot does not get to the hoop, and Carter Erickson has it with 50 seconds to go. That'll bring another timeout. Coach Siebert wants to get a couple more subs in here. Those will be number 30, Matt Kisling, and number 20, Ben Schaefer, getting a lot of the guys off the bench and into the game action.
Letting those seniors kind of have their sub out and have a seat, and Carter Erickson sitting down.
We'll see if they can get John Kluss to the basket. I feel like that's the thing everyone is going for here.
We want to see it.
Corey Moore to John Kluss.
Just pull it.
Thought about a look. Instead kicks that one out. Gives it to Schaefer. Moore's pass is tipped, and here's Omeha. Right to the hoop. His lay-in's no good. Rebound, Corey Moore with 32 seconds to go. Panthers are going to take home a final victory in the regular season. But can John Kluss make the three-pointer? No, it's short and doesn't quite get there. Cardinals turn it back the other way, but it's out of bounds. And the Panthers will have one more shot here. You could hear the disappointed sound in the gymnasium. Everyone wants number 42 to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they should just have him bring the ball up. You see the guys on the bench telling to get some arc on it.
Everyone's standing. Corey Moore with it. There's Kluss. 4-3. It's short off the front of the rim again. He can't get it to go. 6 seconds to go. Kluss. 3 seconds. Takes the shot. Oh, misses to the right. 0.6 left on the clock. The student section on their feet trying to get Kluss the score. Unfortunately, time will expire before he can do that. A 13-point Panther victory as the Cardinals inbound it, and the buzzer sounds. A great way to finish this regular season for the Oregon Panthers.
Yeah, the Cardinals were giving him a look, too, kind of letting him take those shots, at the end, and he just couldn't come up with it, that last bucket. We all wanted it at that point. Everyone kind of knew the result was what it was, and so looking for that. But, yeah, good way for the Panthers to close out the season. Nice win here at home. And then it's kind of prepare for Monona Grove playoff game this Friday night. So
exactly. As you mentioned, Panthers got a 57-54 win over Monona Grove on December 21st. That game was here in Oregon. They then traveled to Monona Grove February 19th, so just about a week ago, and lost to Monona Grove 58-49 at MG. MG will come back here next Friday, March the 1st, 7 p.m. Central Time. We will have it here for you on OCAmedia Live. We'll have the multicam setup. I'm going to be in a suit and tie. We're going to look as fancy as we can as we broadcast this game. The Panthers' first regional playoff game against Monona Grove, Friday, March the 1st at 7 p.m. Travis, just before we get going here, 1 star from each team. Who do you like tonight?
I'd have to give it to, for Marshall. We'll start with Marshall. A couple different guys that stood out, but I'll give Chadwick. He kind of helped. Tyler Chadwick, number 1 from Marshall. Kind of got it going for the Cardinals towards the end of the first half. Kind of tapered off a little bit in the second half. That's kind of the tail of the tape for Marshall in that second half. But he kept his team in it, gave him a chance in the second half. Panthers kind of pulled away. For Oregon, a lot of different guys got involved tonight. I know that's kind of a cop-out saying everyone. I'm going to go with not Ethan. Ethan had a great game too, but his younger brother Eric Victorson nailing some long threes, brought a lot of energy out on the court. Liked what he was doing. Everyone on the sidelines getting fired up. I was watching the boys interact with each other out on the court. They were kind of having fun as he was telling them to feed them at one point. So I liked seeing that from him. A lot of excitement out there. So those are going to be my guys for tonight's game.
I like it. After this one for Marshall Cardinals, I'm going to go with Joseph Cook. Joseph Cook, 17 points for him. The senior, number 24, played really well.
Yep.
Knocked down a couple of threes. Really had a solid game. And then for the Panthers, it's an easy call for me. It's Ethan Victorson. 20 points on the night.
Yep. Just
really, really played well. 4 3-pointers. Got both of his free throws when he got a chance to go to the line on a night when free throws were in short supply.
Yep.
So helpful to make those. Help the Panthers get to that 72-59 victory. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. Again, I want to hype it up. Friday, March the 1st, 6 days from today, if you're watching this live, we will be here, 7 p.m. tip-off, 6:30 p.m. broadcast start. Tune in, Charter Cable, channel 983, 984, On YouTube, search OCA Media or visit our website, ocamedia.com. 7 p.m. as the boys get started against Monona Grove to kick off the regional playoff tournament. Until then, for our cameraman Jude, my partner Travis Anderson, my name is Zach Seeloff saying so long, take care of yourselves, and take care of somebody else. Good night, everybody.